Hi class, I wanted to post a quick video about some of your brief exercises. On this assignment, you will be asked to record the initial transaction for several of these accounts, and then the adjusting entry, and also give the balances of your temporary and permanent account on requirement 3. So when you initially purchase supplies, remember that supplies is an asset. It says, in my problem, my numbers will be different from yours. The asset supplies is the debit, the asset cash is the credit. So that's not an adjusting entry. Purchasing supplies is not an adjusting entry, but they're trying to teach you, and I'm trying to teach you, that when you adjust things, that asset will actually become a credit on the journal entry. So initially we purchase supplies, that would be debited. When I adjust it to show it used up, I debit the supplies expense account and I credit supplies. So it's saying what you did on the initial purchasing of supplies was a debit, but when you use it, you need to decrease that supplies balance with a credit. Now, to calculate the amount of the adjustment, you're going to have to take your beginning balance, mine says 440, and add the purchases, and then subtract the ending balance. So I've used $2,900 worth of supplies, and that will go on the journal entry. Then it says requirement 3, give the balance of each of these accounts. The supplies expense balance is only the amount that we adjusted, that we used. But the supplies, the asset, the remaining value in your supplies account reflects 240. So check your work. It should say everything is complete and correct, and then you can move on to the next question. The next question is going to ask you about prepaids. So you're going to have to purchase the prepaid rent. Purchasing prepaid rent is a debit to prepaid rent and a credit to cash. Then you're going to record the usage of that prepaid. Using that prepaid would be a debit to the rent expense and a credit to the prepaid. So you'll have to calculate how much you actually used up, and that would be through the monthly multiplied by the number of months that have passed. Once I do that, in requirement 3, my prepaid rent would be what is remaining. So it would be $21,000 minus the 3 months that I've already expensed, but the expense amount will just be the 3 months that I've used. So again, my numbers are probably different from yours, but you can follow the process the same as what I am doing. The amount used goes in the expense account, the remaining balance shows up in the prepaid rent. The other adjusting entries are similar, that you will have to record in a normal first entry and then adjust it by either debiting an expense and crediting the asset or the payable, or you may have a deferred revenue one, I believe, on part 6 here. Yep. And that would be initially you get cash and you credit deferred revenue, and then when you adjust it, you debit the deferred revenue. You kind of do the opposite of what you initially did, and you credit service revenue. So please let me know if you have any questions or need further explanation on any of these problems.